Hi everybody! So today on Design Your Detour, I want to address the 5 biggest reasons that I recommend traveling solo. So lots and lots and lots of people hear about me traveling by myself and have reactions like, but is it safe? And don't you feel lonely? And what do you do for dinner? Do you just eat by yourself? Those are all legitimate things, and there'll be other videos that talk about the realities of traveling by myself. But today what I want to do is give you the 5 biggest motivating reasons why I encourage people to travel solo. Are you ready? All right, number 1, you don't have to wait for anybody else to save money, to create the time, and to have the same priority for travel as you have. So if you have a dream trip in your mind, you don't have to wait for somebody else to share that same dream or make it a priority in their life for you to take the trip. If you're willing to do it by yourself, you could go right now. There's nothing stopping you. In fact, this is the way I took my very first solo trip. I was graduating from college and wanted to take some time to backpack through Europe before starting my big corporate job. And when I talked about it at first, lots of people said, I really want to do that too. That sounds great and fun and I'd like to do it. But as time passed, one by one my friends dropped out because it wasn't as important to them. They weren't willing to spend the money. They weren't willing to take the risk. Whatever it wasn't as much of a priority for them as it was for me. And so if I had decided in that moment that I wasn't going to go because my friends weren't going, I would have missed out on incredible opportunities that if I really reflect, that is what created the confidence in myself to be able to continue traveling solo and having incredible experiences throughout my life. So number 1 is that you don't have to wait for other people to have your adventures. Number 2, it's way more easy to make friends when you're traveling by yourself than it is if you're traveling with other people. And think about it this way. In your regular life, if you took a bunch of friends out to a restaurant or to a bar, it's not very likely you're going to interact with a lot of other people because number 1, people will look at your group, your partnership, your group and think, well, they're already set. There's no reason for me to engage with them. And number 2, you don't have motivation to meet other people because you're already secure. But I want to present to you that I think you're actually missing out on possible great friendships and experiences. Let me give you an example. When I was in Sydney, Australia, I was staying in this hostel, and at first I thought, well, I think this hostel is going to be a bust. I haven't met anybody. But then there was a really annoying roommate who was like crunching food really loudly, getting up at weird times, unzipping their suitcase while everybody was sleeping, and then going back. She was annoying. But it caused me and another roommate in there to look at each other and be like, what is wrong with this person? That conversation led to a great friendship. So my friend who's from Argentina, her and I hit it off so well. We hung around while we were in Sydney together. She actually changed her plans to come to Fiji with me, and then we've taken 2 additional trips together after that. We took a trip down the coast of California, and I also went to visit her in Argentina. Had both of us not been traveling solo, number 1, we may not have been in that room to meet each other. And number 2, even if we were, we may not have talked to each other because we would have been preoccupied with the people we were already with. Meeting people is much easier actually when you travel by yourself. All right, number 3. I alluded to this a little bit, but traveling by yourself is going to give you a confidence that you don't have yet. So you may be really confident about a lot of things in your life, but there are doubts that you're telling yourself why you can't travel alone. If you break through those fears and those limiting beliefs, the doubts that you have in yourself, you're going to find a confidence that has been hiding inside of you. And it's probably only going to come out when you tackle these particular fears. So number 3 is that you're going to gain a confidence that you can't gain in any other way. All right, number 4. So when you are traveling with other people, everybody's at the mercy of each other. So for example, if you get to one location and you really vibe with it, it resonates with you, you feel like it's home, you love the people, you've had some great experiences and you want to spend more time there. If you're traveling with other people, you have to consider whether they want to stay or they want to go, if they feel the same way that you do. But if you're by yourself, you can easily adjust your plans, and it works on the opposite side as well. If you get somewhere and find this place is not really meeting my expectations, it's not what I want, I don't feel good here, I want to keep moving. If it's just you, you can adjust your plans accordingly. This happened to me lots of times while I was traveling, and Fiji would be the perfect example. Fiji wasn't even on my list when I started my traveling, and because I loved it so much, I ended up spending a total of 6 months there. I kept going back and back and back. If I was traveling with other people and they didn't feel the same way, I would have missed out on all that experience that I had in Fiji. But because I was by myself, I could go back and back and back because I loved it. All right, you with me? Number 5, here it is. The world is waiting for you. There are so many experiences out there, people to meet, cultures to be a part of, food to taste, places to see. The world is waiting for you. Don't wait for others to have your experience. The world is waiting for you. You can do it. It might be scary, but I promise you, you're going to come back and say, I'm so glad I did it and I can't wait to do it again. All right, that's all for today, but there's going to be more, so make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. If you have any questions or your own experiences, please feel free to share them. We'd love to hear from you. And we hope that at Design Your Detour, we continue to help make it possible for people to live their best life, get over their fears, and get out there and have the adventure of a lifetime. Have a great one.